Hi, I'm Iridium. Hope everyone's doing all right today. It's album review time. So we've got City of Lights and Before the Sun Sets. This is coming out on Frontiers Records on February the 11th. Thank you again to Frontiers for sending me this early. Amazing stuff. And what an album this is. Really been looking forward to hearing this after the first two singles. This is 53 minutes and 56 seconds long, so quite a long album. This is the brainchild, if you like, of British songwriter, guitarist Neil Austin. Man, and what a songwriter he is. I always think it doesn't matter how good your musicians are, although there's some brilliant musicians on this, and I'll get to that in a minute. Songwriting is the key to a great sounding album. You can have the best musicians in the world, but if your songwriting ain't good, you might as well give up, honestly. And this songwriting on this album is absolutely fantastic. Some of the best I've heard in a long time. So what sort of band is this? I would say, you know, it's sort of 80s infused, stadium rock, if you like, at times, and some great AOR infused tracks as well, and even some classic rock stuff, I would say. But they give you so much emotion with every song. It's just fantastic. This is a great album. There's no weakness on this album, guys. You're gonna love this. So joining Neil Austin is an absolutely amazing singer. I'm so glad Neil Austin got to choose the singer for this album, and he chose who he chose. It's a guy called Manos Fatsis, a Greek vocalist, and he's got a powerhouse of a vocal. I'm so glad, because you could say this is melodic rock AOR in places, and sometimes you get some singers these days that have got that sort of smooth vocal which suits AOR. Yes, it does suit it. But what this singer does, he gives you some power. So you've got some aggression there in some of these songs. He has got an amazing range, an amazing tone. He's just, for me, one of the best vocalists I've heard as well in a long time. Joining Manos Fatsis and Neil Austin, who's doing the rhythm guitar, backing choirs and programming, as it says on the synopsis I've got. You've got two guys out of the amazing band Degreed, Robin Eriksson on the bass and Mats Eriksson on the drums. So obviously these guys have honed their skills together, and they bring so much to this project. Absolutely amazing drums and bass all the way through this. The production is great as well. So the drums and the bass are just so clear and bright, so you get the most of those rhythms. Absolutely fantastic. Also, the solos are being shared by a few musicians: Nathan Doyle, Daniel Johansson, Jonathan Karlema, and Mike Kiriakou. I hope I pronounced that right. So those guys are sharing the solos, and there's some amazing guitar work throughout this album. Neil Austin, apart from being a brilliant songwriter, has brought some amazing musicians to join him on this. And I'll tell you what I'm really glad that he's done. I'm glad he's gone with one singer. There's many projects these days with multiple singers. Maybe they use 3 or 4 singers on a project, and it's still good, but this sort of makes it feel more like a band, because you've got one singer, and what a fucking great singer he is. I do go and talk about odd tracks now. I've changed my album review, the way I do them now. I only talk about songs that, my favourite songs, if you like. Nearly every one of these has made my favourite songs. There's only a couple, although the whole album is good, but these songs really stand out to me. We start with Racing on the Red Line. That's the opening track. Medium to fast-paced rocker. Some great riffs, but mixed with some synths as well. But they're nicely sort of balanced just in the background behind the guitar. So the guitar's up front. A great way to open the album with energy right off the bat. And a ridiculously brilliant solo. I'm not sure who's doing the solos, but every one of them is just fantastic. The second song is Hearts on Fire. This was a single, the first single that I actually reacted to as well. I was blown away by this. This is an absolute banger of a track. chuggy guitar with those amazing vocals. Again, synths sort of balanced perfectly in the mix. This is an absolutely huge track that should be heard by everyone. It's amazing, and it's grown and grown on me since I first heard it. The next song I want to talk about is Heat of the Night. This was the other single that's been released. In the heat of the night, that's when I miss you, when the dreams come alive. This is a ballad, an absolute gem of a ballad. Shades of classic Rainbow, Jolene Turner for me. Songs like Stone Cold and Street of Dreams. Just reminds me, it gives me a bit of a reminder of those excellent songs. An amazing heartfelt track. Manos Fatsis is exceptional here. Absolutely amazing vocal performance. Next track I want to talk about is Dying Light. I love this song. Gives me a little sort of feels of Great Toto. AOR, but so tastefully and sort of definitely different than most of the acts we have at the moment. I don't know about you guys, but there's lots of AOR acts that are releasing songs. Sound a little bit similar sometimes. It's not the case with this band. I love those synths in this, which also makes me think of Toto a little bit. The next track I want to talk about is Put Your Heart on the Line. A medium-paced song, so tastefully written. The riff running through the verses, you may have heard different guises before, but it's just so well done. I mean, I've said this before, the acts will stumble upon certain riffs or certain things that sound like other songs. There's just millions of songs out there, so it's going to happen. I can't pinpoint the riff, but it just sounds so classic to me. Beautiful backing vocals throughout this, sort of backing up Manos Fatsis in an amazing chorus. Next track I want to talk about is Snake Eyes. A beautifully paced track that sort of flirts in and out of an excellent bluesy riff, while Manos Fatsis' soulful vocals delivery just keeps you hooked from the start. An excellent soaring chorus that just delivers. Brilliant track. Next up I want to talk about Joanna. They flirt with a sort of softer AOR side with this one, but it's far from paint by numbers AOR. Like I said before, they give you something different. Creative songwriting. Reminded me of sort of Survivor at their best, this one. Some amazing backing vocals again on this track. Midnight Club is the next one I want to talk about. A classic sort of Jakey Lee, John Sykes guitar riff. Swaps around with some great synth touches as well. And another amazing melodic rock track. Hits you so hard. Some real Def Leppard-esque backing vocals round off another highlight of the album. The last song I want to talk about is the title track, Before the Sun Sets. This closes the album out. And maybe they've left the best till last with this one. An absolutely perfect AOR track that sounds fucking huge. Acoustic beginning with vocals. Musically, something you would hear, I would say, like on a classic Journey album. But with Manos Fatsis just delivering an amazing vocal throughout. An epic AOR track that again isn't paint by numbers, far from it. Emotion-filled melodic rock at its best. This album is a killer album. I absolutely love it. I've been blown away listening to this today. Guys, this is outstanding. I really recommend this. If you haven't already, pre-order it. Do what you got to do to listen to this. City of Lights, Before the Sun Sets. Out on February 11th on Frontiers. Amazing album. Let me know if you're going to order it in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.